As people may have heard, SpongeBob has been announced as a member of the LGBTQ community, according to people.com. Twitter responded as Twitter will with a hashtag SpongeBob is gay, showing many stills outing the character with rainbows and whatnot. But the creator of SpongeBob actually said years ago that he was asexual. So there you go. SpongeBob is a member of the LGBTQA community. I never thought I'd be this invested. I remember tweeting you that. I was like, SpongeBob is gay. And then I was like, oh no, he's asexual. And like, I felt like it was like a person like, sorry, man, didn't mean to, you know.
Didn't mean to. Yeah, he's just asexual. It's not a big deal. No, it's a huge deal. I mean, I saw the article. I think it was like a whole thing with Nickelodeon, right? Where they just had all their characters just.
Yeah, it was like a tweet from Nickelodeon, like Happy Pride Month with a bunch, and SpongeBob was on there.
That's all it was. But because Twitter is mad, and I'm like, Twitter is only built by mad people who love to just point out, things, whether they're obvious or not. For years, ever since SpongeBob was first created, people would notice little things like, are they and are they not? So for years, this thing was built, it was pent up. So I feel like when Nickelodeon did that, they just opened up a floodgate. Was like, this just proves the theory, and they just showed stills and like clips from the show that proves that he was either gay or straight. He's a sponge. He's a sponge. What can he be? I mean, we say he, but I mean, it's a sponge. It's neither a boy or girl. Like it's a they. Right? I mean, it's a sponge. I mean, we refer to SpongeBob as a he, right? Because the word.
As a boy. I mean, he can also like hold down a job in Jellyfish. I think we can just call it.
I think people refer to him as he because it's because the word Bob or something like that. The name Bob makes people think he's a boy or something like that. But he's just a sponge. I've never watched SpongeBob, and
you've never watched.
I've never watched one episode. I can if I hear the voice, I can recognize it. It's one of those. It's one of those. He's become one of those characters that, like Superman, like. Has my grandmother ever purchased anything Superman related? No, but if you said, "Do you know who Superman is?" Of course. I mean, he's one of those characters. I say the more power to him. I don't feel like it changes anything, but people love to make something out of nothing. I just feel like Nickelodeon was doing something nice, and then people were probably trying to turn it into something else.
Well, and hey, I feel kind of strange being like, this is an important move of representation, but like I do know plenty of asexual people, and I do know that is an issue that asexual people can really often feel erased. So it's like, it feels silly because it's a cartoon, but it's also like, no, representation matters. Like I'm glad people did step up and go, actually, it's been said he's asexual. Like cool.
Like recognize. I mean, like I don't understand why people were committed to look. When SpongeBob is ready, he'll let you know. Okay, but you're not going to out him for him. If he's asexual, okay. If later on he's gay, then he's gay. So I feel like that episode of Seinfeld. There's nothing wrong with it. That's going to be the new way of saying it. Instead of not that there's anything wrong with that, it's going to be there is nothing wrong with it. It's I mean, like I said, if you don't like it, you're not forced to watch the cartoon. But leave SpongeBob alone. I feel like it's a good thing that Nickelodeon. Here's probably the thing that made it such a big deal. It's because it's cartoons. People want cartoons to stay in that, in a certain lane. But lately, even cartoons are like Disney is doing it now, Nickelodeon. So it's just people are probably just weirded out about that.
Well, and I'm so grateful for that because, like, don't pretend you didn't grow up watching things that were, if not overtly sexual, certainly romantic.
Right.
I can't think of a, Disney movie other than The Good Dinosaur. #The Good Dinosaur.
Oh, yeah.
Disney movie of all time.
Everybody knows what the undertones of that story was really about, sweetie.
But just allowing, be that, like, we can acknowledge that this character is asexual, even though kids will probably never, like, ask or be like, so what's SpongeBob's sexual orientation? But, like, if they want to know, like, and that helps a kid who's figuring out they're whatever the character may be, if they're gay, bisexual, asexual, transgender, whatever that may be, the fact that like we're just acknowledging like these are not, it's sexuality, but there's also elements of it that are not inherently sexual, in the same way like, we can show a boy and a girl fall in love in a movie and the kids aren't going, now they're gonna bone. Like we can show two boys fall in love in a movie, and that just makes, you know, kids out there feel less alone, more seen, more understanding as they get older of, oh, I've seen this before. This doesn't scare me, or I see myself represented now, and I can figure.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly.
So I'm all for it. Look for SpongeBob.
You're probably 100% right about that. I can see it right now that there's probably some kid out there who probably came across the article, maybe they never even heard of the term asexual before, and they probably like, and then probably realize maybe that's what I am, or something like that. There's probably somebody out there that's probably appreciative of Nickelodeon for that, because they're thinking like,
because like if anyone's upset about this, like, I'm sorry, did you think he was gonna like fuck Sandy on the show? Like, I truly don't know why we're really even.
You mean the squirrel? You mean the squirrel with the that's under there? Yeah, that's probably what it was. Someone's
like drawing their fan fiction, like, no,
I wanted that sponge and that squirrel to get together the way the good book intended. Like, it's a sponge, that's a squirrel, it's under the sea. None of this is real. None of it. How many oxygen tanks has that ever even been answered? That squirrel seems to have a lot of oxygen.
Are you really asking? Because we can go into this.
Oh, never. Okay.
She lives in a dome, Chris. She lives in a tree dome with oxygen. Has a tree, so she has oxygen. She goes when she has to go out into the sea. She has a spacesuit. She's a scientist. She's very cool. She does karate. She's a Texas icon. You're missing out. It's a great show.
Well, I'm glad I asked. I could cue eye roll. I'll watch one episode and see if I like. No, I'm not, because I can tell it's one of those shows, because I do this to myself all the time. A show that I'm aware of, I've ignored it for years. I'll watch one episode and I'm instantly hooked. You're not going to Grey's Anatomy me. You're not going to do that. Good stuff. Yeah, you're not going to Grey's Anatomy me on this one. I'm not going to do it. All right, guys, let us know what you guys think about it. The whole thing with Nickelodeon, with celebrating Pride with SpongeBob, and officially announcing that he's they are asexual. What are your thoughts about it? Let us know what you think, and we might talk about it on We Got Your Mail. So